Good morning, Stampers. Sorry I'm a little late. That's what happens when you've got tons of things to do and you try to get things done before you go to work. I am Tempe Schwartzel and I am with AridDesertDesigns.com, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Anthem, Arizona, and it is absolutely gorgeous out there today. It's going to be, I believe, 84 degrees. The fun thing is then now that it's starting to finally get warmer, which for here is really late. But last night, for the first time in probably a month, we were able to see my sister and brother-in-law. Due to this, everyone being sequestered, and they're a little bit, they could have compromised immune systems. We've tried to really stay away from them, and but things in Arizona aren't nearly what they are in some of the other parts of the country, and we live pretty far away from a major city. We're 45 miles from Phoenix, so we're kind of isolated up here. But today I wanted to bring you a really pretty how do I say this, kind of a little bit of a monotone for me, and it's going to be a thank you card. But before we get to that, a little bit of business. If you decide that you want to order from me today or any other day, my store is open 24/7. If your order is going to be under $150, please use this host code. That host code is also posted on my blog. If you order anything over $150 or over, do not use this host code. Then Stampin' Up! Will give you rewards for your purchase. One of the things that I've done today, I've used quite a few things from the brand new Ornate Garden Suite. I didn't use any of the designer series paper. I do love it. I used a bunch of it on some of my Easter things, and there's a video for that. But I really wanted to use some of there was some absolutely gorgeous dies in this suite, and this will be available through May the 31st. So if you want to buy anything from me, everything will be linked below when I post this on YouTube, and it will also be linked in my blog. And I want to thank everyone. I reached a milestone this week. I hit 100, and today I was at 102 subscribers on YouTube. So I want to thank everyone out there for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. Now let's get to the next milestone. Let's get to 150, and someday I'll make it to 1,000. I know it takes a while, but I'm willing to put in the work. Okay, let's get going on our card. This is the card. I haven't done anything to the inside. I'll do a little bit more. I kind of put this together in a rush this morning. You know, having been with my sister and brother-in-law last night, I didn't have any time to prepare. And I'm working part-time, so that's taking up some of my time. So I'm not getting as much done as I'd like. And my husband is still here. His flight got canceled again to go back to Mexico on May the 5th. We still have a home there that we're trying to sell. And but I'm glad he was quarantined here with me and not down there by himself. They have been very strict down there with regard to letting people in and out. You have to prove that you actually live there. So I'm really glad that he's here. We don't know when he'll be going back. But this is the card that I've done today. Again, like I said, it's a monotone. I love. I've seen some white on white cards, and I just came up with this morning. And I'm using, this is the Lovely Lipstick cardstock, and today we'll be using some of our Stampin' Blends to color in the flower. And this is the Sweet or Party Lips. Oops, Peaceful Moments is not in there. Okay, Peaceful Moments is from, it's in the Poppy Parade suite, which is in our mini catalog. I used this, the thank you, here, the sentiment. All right, and here's the Ornate style rubber stamps. And we're going to be using this particular stamp for that. And then here are the Ornate border dies from the Ornate Garden suite. Here are some of them, and this is the one I used today. And as you can see, I've been busy with this. I really like this suite, and I'm hoping that it gets carried over to the brand new catalog that's coming out, guys. It's going to be, let's see, I think April the 22nd, the demonstrators will be able to see the PDF, some of it. I don't think we're going to get to see all of it. And then we will be able to pre-order the beginning of May, and then it will be available to our customers the beginning of June. So I can't believe it's been a year already. Now, the other thing that I'm using out of this suite is the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. I've already gone ahead and embossed that. So now there's another piece to this. This is the Ornate Layers dies, and these are also exquisite. These are the others. This is one that I die cut to use on something else, and I did an extra one. So this, like I said, this suite is absolutely stunning. Let's hold on a second. Let me get that back in there. All right, got that back in there. What is there something else to this suite? No, that's not it. All right. Let me just look. Hold on a second. Let me look at what's in here. I can't remember if there's 2 stamp sets in here and 2 die sets. I think there are. There's the Ornate Thanks bundle and the Ornate Style bundle. So there must be another one around here hiding somewhere. I've been so busy, and a lot of stuff I haven't been able to put back yet. So I must have used it on something else. Sorry, you're not going to get to see that today. But let's get going on this card. First off, and like I said, most of this is Whisper White. The base is 11 inches by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Then we have a piece of Whisper White, and where did you go? Oh, that's this piece that I ran through the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. And this piece is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then this piece, the with the die cut on the side, is 5 inches by 3 7/8. Now I've gone ahead and done all this so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me. But what I did, see this little thing on the end? I used a shorter piece of paper, which kind of cut off the ends, but you really can't tell that. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. So it doesn't matter. The paper doesn't have to be any longer. But then what I did is it will cut off the edge, okay? And then it will cut into this side. So I did it on both sides because I thought, that's going to be kind of neat. And then what I did down the center is, okay, let's go ahead and stamp this. I used the Tuxedo black ink memento, and let's get that off. And stamp the flower. I kind of put it a little bit higher than the center. Don't rock this because I rocked it before and this is what happened. So I had a little line down below on another one that I did. So we're going to kind of let that dry for a second. And I'm going to get my chamois out to clean it. Like I said, this is kind of a quick card. One of the other things that when we get these ornate dies, sometimes it's a little difficult to get all the little pieces of paper out, okay? One of the things that I do with this is I put a shim underneath my cutting plates. And a shim is nothing other than a piece of cardstock. Every Big Shot or embossing equipment, die cutting and embossing equipment is calibrated differently. It's all done by hand, so not all of them are the same. I found that when I'm doing these intricate dies that I really need, you might have to use two, but I found that one piece works great. Now, one of the other things that we're going to do, like I said, we're going to let that dry, is we are on a scrap of Whisper White. We are going to go ahead, and this is the Label Me Fancy Punch. And I'm going to go ahead and, hold on a second here. I just need to check something. Sorry. Allergy season, as usual. And I'm not seeing the video come up. Bear with me for just a second. Just want to... My computer's a little funky today. I don't know if it's the internet. Oh, there we are. Okay, we're there. All right. Okay, good. All right. So we're just going to take this. I prefer to usually cut out my label first. You do it whatever way you feel comfortable. I just like to cut the label out first and then do the stamping. I can always easily cut out another piece if I mess up the label. Okay, so we're also, again, this is the Memento ink, and we're just going to use the thank you from the Peaceful Moments, and I like I said, that I believe is from the Peaceful Poppies suite, which is another gorgeous suite. Such talent in Stampin' Up, the things that they come up with. Okay, I'm trying not to put my head in the picture here, and get that. Don't rock it. Perfect! Yay! We're doing okay today. The gods are with me. Alright, so we're going to put that to the side, put that over there, that over there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to again use this label punch, and we're going to go ahead and cut out another label, and this is in Lovely Lipstick. And we are going to cut that in half with our scissors. And then with our liquid glue, we're going to glue this behind the sentiment piece. You're going to put the glue on the front of the Lovely Lipstick that you have cut in half. Try not to go too close to the edge or the top. And then what you're going to do is put that on there and make sure it's centered and even. Hold that for just a couple seconds because this glue sets up pretty fast. And then you can go ahead and put the glue on the bottom half, again on the front of the Lovely Lipstick piece that you've cut in half and pick up your sentiment. And again, center it and make sure that your framing is even on both sides. Press that down. Okay, so that's all ready. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to color in our, looks like I got two little dimples there. I don't know what they're from, but it'll be okay. Now I would suggest putting a piece of scrap paper underneath your paper, because these are alcohol blends and they are going to bleed through. Now, one of the other things, I don't know that if you knew this, there is a brush tip and a hard tip on, and the hard tip's got a little bit more of a point to it. You actually, there are two different colors here, believe it or not. The brush tip is a little bit lighter and the hard tip is a little bit darker. Can you see the difference there? So in actuality, if you bought, because these come, you can either buy them individually or you can buy them as a combo. Like I've got the lovely, I didn't need the other one, but I've got both colors. They come in light and dark. So this is the lovely lipstick, and this is the dark, and this is the light. Okay, so with this, all I needed was the one. So I went in with the hard tip to do the veins on the leaf. And I'm going to put a little bit down here at the bottom because that's going to be a little bit shade darker in that area. Okay. And then I'm coming in with the brush tip. Now you got to be careful because the brush tip is, it's not that it'll bleed, but I'd stay a little bit away from the edge because this ink flows a little bit freer than the hard tip side. Okay, and then I'm going to use that on the stem. Again, being kind of careful not to let it bleed too much. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with the hard tip side, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to color on those veins again. Look at how dark that is compared to even, and it's the same color. I just find that really interesting. Found it out by accident. And then I'm going to come back in with the brush tip again, just to kind of blend that. And what it'll do, as it dries, it's going to dry a little bit lighter, but you can see on this one, you can tell the difference, and that you can see the shading. I just love these pens. I think they are absolutely fabulous. Now on the, this is Dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm using the hard tip side to color in the center of the flower. This color may not show up very well on the video. And then I'm coming, now this one on the light lovely lipstick, I am going to be using the dark Stampin' Blend, and what I'm going to do is going to go over these. See these lines here? That's kind of telling you that that's where you put your shadow, your darker color. Okay, come in there, and at the bottom I'm also going to color in right around the base of the center of the flower, because that's going to be darker because it's shaded down there. I'm also going to color in these leaves a little bit darker because, again, there's a shadow down on that side. Think of where your light is coming from when you're doing this. and that will help you make a decision as to where you want to use your darker color. Now I'm going to use the lighter side, and we're just going to go in. Whoops, wrong. I'm using the light, lovely lipstick. Okay. Sorry about that. Got carried away, but you won't be able to tell that I've made a mistake. Sorry, I have to turn this around. Some people are really good at not having to turn their work around. Not me. So I'm sorry for the sniffles. So what is everybody doing while they're being sequestered? Are any of you in jobs that are a necessity? I am working for some friends, and they own a plumbing business where they do hot water heaters and reverse osmosis, and they are busy as heck. So I'm coming back in with my dark again, my dark lovely lipstick, and I'm going over those areas that I've already marked as dark. And again, you don't have to do every one of them because you want that differential in coloring. And so then I'm going to come back in with my light, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit more. And as I said, as you'll see, as it dries, you'll see where the shading is, and it comes out really pretty. So I'm just evening it out a little bit. That's the magic of these. They are just so forgiving. Okay, so we are done with the Stampin' Blends. Again, if you don't have any of these, get some of them. Get the basic colors, because you're going to have so much fun with these. You don't have to be an artist to use these at all. Now, what I did through the magic of video, I went ahead and ran the my background paper through the embossing machine, and isn't that gorgeous? This is called the Ornate Floral 3D Embossing. I love that. One of the things to know: always line your paper up with this line if you want your pattern to be straight. That helps an enormous amount. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to fold our base. And again, all the measurements, everything will be on the YouTube channel and the my blog. So we're just taking the bone folder, and now we're going to take our liquid glue and glue this to the front of our base. And again, this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And always make sure that your framing is centered before you pat down on this. And I always pick it up to get a reference to make sure that everything is straight. And then I will go down and gently push it without sliding my hands on it, because I've taken it and just it went sliding right off my base. And that's a real mess. Okay, then next we are going to take this piece. See how the colors bleed through? That's just the nature of alcohol markers. Now, what I'm going to do is put some of my glue here in the center. And then I'm going to come up and do just some of these. Not this is, you don't have to do a lot to this here. A little bit goes a long way. And maybe at the ends, get some glue there. And just pick little spots where you think you want to have some glue. Again, it's a lot of it is not needed. Okay, and try to pick a spot where you have, oops, I see some stuff in there. Oh, shoot. Okay, see those little things there? I forgot to poke those out. But I only had, that was really good. Usually there's a lot more that's stuck in there. But by using that extra shim, it really helps to get all of that out of there without having to go to extra work. Okay, so now we're just going to center this as best you can. Make sure it's straight. Looks pretty good. Ignore those two little dimples there. I don't know if you can see them, but I can. I'll just put a rhinestone there. That's how you fix problems. Rhinestones, glue, glue dots, a ribbon. All right, now we are going to take our Stampin' Dimensionals, and where did my sentiment go? I hate when this happens. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so we're just going to put, I think you just need 3 dimensionals on here. One on either end and one in the center. Okay. And take your pick tool and get the papers off. Anybody find these everywhere in your house? My husband goes, "What is that?" I said, "Those are the dimensionals." I said, "They end up everywhere." Okay, now, excuse me, I'm going to put this down here. Tap, tap, tap. Let's see if anybody's, no, I didn't want you to go there. Okay, so now, we're going to take this is my favorite of all time ribbons. The it's called Whisper White, and it's the crinkled seam binding. And the reason I love it is you can make this any color you want it to be. I used the dark Lovely lipstick. And all you do, I take the brush side, that's this side, and I just kind of lay it down on my ribbon, and I just pull my ribbon through. Look at how easy that is. And it just takes seconds for it to dry. And it will match everything that you do. It's instant gratification. Is that long enough? Let's see. I use a piece of ribbon probably around, okay, well, this is 8.5 inches. I usually use a ribbon that's maybe 6 to 7 inches. It depends on how easy it is to work with. This is very soft and pliable, so you usually don't need as much as I just made. So, and I leave my ribbon on my spool because then you don't waste as much ribbon. But this ribbon's really easy to work with. Of course, I'm botching it up now, but so what else is new? Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Don't make me start over again. I pulled too far. Sorry, folks. That's what happens when I do bows. I love bows. They just don't love me. Okay, let's try this again. Put it between your middle finger and your thumb. Try it with a little smaller loop. And then, well, I usually go back behind my middle finger and then come around. Don't ask me why, it just seems to come out straighter that way. But not today. Okay. Alas, my clumsiness of today. So, no, no. Okay, one more time. That's it. This has got to work. Or not. I'm so sorry. Just yank it, Tep. Okay. Got it. This time. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Whew. I am so sorry. Pull it tight. You kind of have to fuss with them a little bit, as you do with any bow. Get it the size that, you know, that looks okay with the size of your project. Okay. Now what you're going to do is trim off the edges, the ends. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to take a mini glue dot and we're going to roll it up in a little ball. And put that on the back. Well, let's see which way. Let's do it this way. I think that's a prettier side. So let's do that. And let me tell you, these glue dots love to stick to acrylic nails. And I thought, I tried putting this ribbon everywhere, and to me it looked the best here. Again, it is totally up to you where you want to put your embellishments, your bows, everything. It's your project. You do it the way you want to do it. Okay, there. Now, the other thing I used are the rhinestone basic jewels. And this is another thing that shows up everywhere around the house. I end up with them on my fingernails. And I'm like, wow, that's good. All right. And once again, nothing wants to work today. So I put a little rhinestone here. Again, I'm going to put a bigger rhinestone right there to cover up those two little bloopy things. Don't know what they are. Gone. Okay. And I put one down here and a bigger one next to it. And the other thing to always remember, usually work in odd numbers. Odd numbers are much more pleasing to people. So, put one here. And there you go. Now we can go ahead and stamp on the inside. Let's just do that so you can see what it looks like. And since this is a thank you card, I'm leaving the inside blank. I do that because I'm kind of a prolific writer, so I would rather have space to write. You, on the other hand, might not like to do that. So you can do whatever you want. You can have a sentiment in here and then leave some space for you to write something. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get an envelope and get that. And I'm going to put another flower on the front. Wouldn't this be cute? You get that in the mail and you see that flower. You're like, oh, goody. Handmade card. There you go. And you can do the back here. You do whatever you want. Again, you know, share this, use it, but enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing, and you know, I love Stampin' Up! Products. They are fabulous and you know, a lot of fun. Do it with your kids. You know, this is a time to get close to your kids and do some crafting. Again, the dimensions and everything will be on my blog. The links to my store will be on my blog and on YouTube, so that it goes directly to the store, so that you can buy the products that you need. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me. And I hope you have a great day. Be safe out there, be healthy, and take care of yourselves and your family. And know that there's a lot of love coming from here. And I really appreciate your time to watch this video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.